He showed me 6 Polaroid photographs. 6 women who looked exactly like me. Same hair, same build, same age. Then he pulled out an empty Polaroid frame and said, "Smile for lucky number 7. I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to go back 3 hours, when this was just a bad date. His name was Jason. At least, that's what his dating profile said. We'd matched 2 weeks ago. Charming messages, normal small talk, eventually moved to planning dinner. Red flags? None that I caught. He suggested a restaurant I'd never heard of, but it had good reviews online. That should have been the first warning. The place was 40 minutes outside the city, tucked away on a rural highway. The kind of location you'd only find if you were looking for it specifically, or if someone told you exactly where to go. Jason was already there when I arrived. He smiled when I walked in, warm, genuine, the kind of smile you trust. We ordered drinks. He was attentive and asked about my work, my hobbies. Everything was perfectly, unremarkably normal. Until dessert arrived and he said, "You run every Tuesday and Thursday, don't you? Riverside Trail, 6:30 a.m. I froze. How did you always get coffee at Belmont Street afterward. Medium latte, extra shot. You sit in the corner booth and scroll your phone for exactly 12 minutes before heading to work. My throat closed. Your gym is on 5th. You go Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. You use the elliptical for 20 minutes, then the weights. You always wipe down the equipment afterward, even when it's already clean. Very considerate." I stood up. My chair scraped loud against the floor. Jason didn't move, didn't stand, just kept smiling. "Your apartment is Unit 214. You leave your bedroom window cracked at night because you like fresh air. There's a fire escape right outside. Not very safe, Mary." That's when I knew. Whatever this was, I wasn't making it to my car alive if I walked out the front door. I grabbed my purse and ran toward the bathroom. Behind me, I heard his chair slide back. No hurry, no rush, just calm footsteps following. The bathroom had a window. Small, but I'm not large. I climbed through and dropped into the alley behind the restaurant. Gravel bit into my palms when I landed. I ran. The restaurant backed up to state forest land. Dense trees, no paths, no lights. I crashed through underbrush, branches tearing at my jacket. Behind me, I heard Jason emerge from the back door. Still not running, just walking at that same steady pace. "Mary," he called, voice carrying through the trees like we were having a normal conversation. I really hoped he'd be different. Victim number 4 tried running too. She made it about a quarter mile before she realized I'd already circled ahead of her. I didn't stop. Victim number 2 tried hiding, found a drainage pipe and crawled inside. Smart, actually, but I knew every hiding spot in these woods before I brought her here. Do you understand what I'm saying, Mary? I designed this. My lungs burned. I couldn't see more than 5 feet ahead in the darkness. You're running north right now. Good instinct. There's a service road about half a mile ahead. You're thinking if you can just reach that road, flag down a car, you'll be safe. He was right. That's exactly what I was thinking. Victim number 3 had the same plan. I burst through a clearing and stopped. There was a cabin, lights on, smoke from the chimney. But something was wrong with it. It looked staged, like a movie set. Too perfect, too convenient. I ran toward it anyway because what choice did I have? The door was unlocked. Inside, the cabin was neat, lived in, but organized. There was a table with a map spread across it. I moved closer, gasping for breath. The map showed the forest. Red lines marked trails. Blue circles marked clearings. And 6 yellow stars, each with a date and time written next to it. I recognized the pattern immediately. They were locations. Capture locations. Each star was labeled V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6. A 7th star was marked, but unlabeled. It was positioned exactly where the restaurant sat outside the forest boundary. My star. But that's not what made my blood go cold. On the wall above the table were photographs, dozens of them. Surveillance photos. Me at the coffee shop, me at the gym, me walking to my apartment, me sleeping through my cracked bedroom window. He'd been watching me for weeks. And pinned next to my photos were identical surveillance spreads for 6 other women. Same hair color, same height, same age range. All of us could have been sisters. All of them labeled V1 through V6. The door opened behind me. Jason stood in the frame, not even breathing hard. He'd walked the whole way. "You found the operations room. I was hoping you would. Victim number 5 never made it this far. She tried climbing a tree. That was disappointing. What do you want from me?" He stepped inside and closed the door. Not threatening, almost casual. "I want to give you something the others didn't get. A choice." He moved to the table and tapped one of the photos, victim number 3. She fought. Broke my nose, actually. Impressive. But she fought out of panic, not strategy. He looked at me with something like pride. "You're different, Mary. You're smarter. You saw the pattern. You're already thinking 3 steps ahead." He smiled. "That's why you're the replacement." "Replacement for what?" He gestured to the photographs of the 6 women. "They're not dead, Mary. That would be wasteful. They're alive. Safe, even. Well-fed, cared for." My mind reeled. "Where?" "Nearby. I'll show you." He pulled out a ring of keys. "But first, I need to explain the rules of the collection. 15 years ago, I made mistakes," Jason said, sitting calmly at the table like we were discussing furniture shopping. "I was reckless, impulsive. I took what I wanted without planning. The police almost caught me twice. I stood near the door, calculating distances, exits, weapons. So I developed a system, rules, patterns." He spread the map flat. "I choose subjects who fit a profile, similar features, similar age, similar habits. Women who live alone, who are creatures of routine. Women who wouldn't be immediately missed if they disappeared during a weekend camping trip or a bad Tinder date." My stomach turned. "I study them for weeks, learn their patterns, their fears, their instincts. Then I bring them here, to the forest I know better than anyone, and I give them a chance to run." "This is a game to you." "It's a selection process," he corrected. "Survival of the most adaptable. The ones who show intelligence, creativity, resilience. They earn a place in the collection. The ones who panic or give up too easily," he shrugged, "they don't make the cut." "And the 6 women in those photos?" "Made the cut. They're safe, comfortable even. I provide everything they need." "You're keeping them prisoner." "I'm keeping them protected," he said sharply. "The world is dangerous, Mary. You know that. You lock your doors. You check your back seat before getting in your car. You're already living in fear. I just offer a different kind of certainty." He stood and walked to the window. "Victim number 1 has been with me the longest, 13 years. But she's aging out of the profile. She's not the same person anymore. So I need a replacement. Someone who fits the pattern. Someone smart enough to survive the selection process." I need to pause here because what he showed me next changed everything I thought I understood about this situation. If you've made it this far, subscribe, because the twist isn't what you think. Nothing about this was what I thought. Jason led me outside. We walked for 10 minutes through the forest, not running, just walking. He didn't restrain me, didn't threaten me. Somehow that was worse. We reached a clearing with a service road. A vehicle was parked there, not Jason's car. A woman sat in the driver's seat. She looked at me, and her expression shifted. Surprise, then recognition, then something like relief. You made it farther than the others, she said. I looked at Jason. Who is she? Victim number 1, he said simply. I told you, they're partners now, not prisoners. The successful ones, anyway. The ones who understand the purpose of the collection. The woman, she couldn't have been older than 40, but her eyes looked older, stepped out of the car. He's telling the truth, she said to me. I know how insane that sounds. I thought the same thing when I was you. When you were me? 13 years ago. I was lucky number 3 in his first collection attempt. I survived the chase, made it all the way to a highway patrol station. She looked at Jason with something I couldn't identify. Not quite affection, not quite Stockholm Syndrome, something stranger. And they didn't arrest him? Oh, they tried, but I didn't press charges, because by then I'd seen the others, victim number 1 and victim number 2 from his earlier attempts, and I understood what he was actually doing. There's a bunker, she continued, half a mile from here, underground, climate-controlled, stocked with everything, food, water, medical supplies, books, entertainment. He built it over 10 years. Jason watched my reaction carefully. The 6 women from the photos live there, by choice now. Some have been there for years, some are recent additions, but they all came to the same conclusion I did. What conclusion? She stepped closer. That the world forgot about us the moment we disappeared. No Amber Alerts, no massive search parties, just a missing persons report that got filed away. We were disposable to the world, but to him, she gestured to Jason, we're irreplaceable. I shook my head. This is insane. You're defending your kidnapper. I'm explaining the reality you're about to face, she said evenly. You have 2 options tonight. Option 1, you can try to run, make it to the highway, flag down help, tell the police everything. Yes, that option. And spend the next 13 years looking over your shoulder, wondering when he'll come back? Because he will, Mary. He always finishes what he starts. And next time, you won't see him coming. My blood went cold. Or option 2, you come see the bunker, meet the others, understand what this actually is before you make your choice. What is it actually? Jason spoke for the first time in minutes. Family. The bunker entrance was hidden beneath a false rock formation. Jason opened it with a key code. LED lights flickered on, revealing a staircase descending into clean, white-walled corridors. It looked like a fallout shelter, or a very comfortable prison. They're in the common area, he said. We descended. The common area was large, maybe 800 square feet. Couches, bookshelves, a kitchen area, even a TV. 6 women looked up as we entered, and I saw it immediately. They all looked like me. Same hair, same build, same age range. They could have been my sisters. One of them, maybe 25, with frightened eyes that had learned to hide it, stood up. You're the new one. I'm not staying, I said immediately. That's what I said, another woman offered from the couch. She looked more settled, comfortable even. 3 years ago. Now I run the garden. Garden? She pointed to a side room. Through the doorway, I saw hydroponic growing systems, lights, rows of vegetables. We're self-sufficient down here, Jason said. Off-grid, safe. The world above is chaos, pandemics, violence, economic collapse, climate disaster. Down here, there's order, purpose, protection. This is kidnapping, I said. It was, he acknowledged. At first. But now? He gestured to the women. Ask them. I looked at the 6 faces staring back at me. Can you leave? I asked them directly. Silence. Then the oldest one, the woman who'd aged out, the one I was supposedly replacing, spoke. We can leave whenever we want. The door code changes weekly, but he gives it to us every time. We can walk out right now. Then why don't you? She met my eyes. Where would we go? Back to jobs that didn't pay rent? Back to apartments we couldn't afford? Back to dating apps full of men we had to worry would actually be murderers? She laughed bitterly. At least here, we know exactly what we're dealing with. Jason pulled me aside while the others talked quietly among themselves. I need to tell you something, he said. Something I haven't told the others yet. My pulse spiked. You're not here by accident, Mary. I didn't find you on a dating app randomly. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a folder. Opened it. Inside were documents. Birth certificates, DNA test results. Your mother's name was Rebecca Chen. She died when you were 4. You went into foster care. You don't remember much about her. I couldn't breathe. Rebecca was one of my first victims. 18 years ago, before I developed the system. Before I understood what I was actually doing. He looked at me steadily. She got away. She pressed charges. I went to prison for 6 years. The room tilted. When I got out, I started searching for the women I'd hurt, trying to make amends in the only way I knew how, by protecting people who looked like them, women who fit the profile of my victims. He gestured to the 6 women in the common area. Every single one of them is a daughter of a woman I attacked. Different mothers, but they all share something. They're all half-sisters. They're all related to you, Mary. I looked at the 6 women with new eyes, saw the resemblances I'd missed, the similar features that went beyond type, actual genetic similarity. You've been collecting your own children, I whispered. I've been gathering the family I destroyed, giving them safety I denied their mothers. It's not redemption, I know that, but it's the closest thing to making it right. I stood at the bunker door. The code pad glowed in the dim light. Jason stood behind me. He'd given me the code, 6 digits. I'd memorized them. The door locks automatically in 60 seconds, he said. Timer-based security. Once it closes, it doesn't open again from the inside for 12 hours. I looked back at the 6 women, my half-sisters, watching from the common area. If you leave now, you're free. I won't follow you. I won't contact you. You can tell the police everything and I'll turn myself in. No more running, no more hunting. You'll have ended it. And them? They stay. By choice. They're safe here. The police will eventually find this place. Free them if they want to be freed. But you'll have saved yourself. My hand hovered over the keypad. Or you can stay, he continued quietly. Meet your sisters. Learn about your mother. Have the family you never got to have. It's not the family anyone would choose, but it's the one that exists. The timer read 45 seconds. I thought about my apartment, my job, my Tuesday coffee runs, my Thursday jogs. The routine I'd built to feel safe in a world that had never actually been safe. I thought about the 6 women behind me who'd made the same impossible choice. I thought about my mother, who I barely remembered, who'd been one of his first victims, who'd pressed charges and gotten him locked away and then died before I was old enough to know her story. 30 seconds. If I stay, I said, I'm not doing it for you. I'm not forgiving you. I'm not calling this family or protection or redemption. I know. I'm doing it because they're my sisters, and they've been down here alone with you for too long. Jason nodded slowly. That's fair. 15 seconds. I could run. I could save myself. I could end this. Or I could stay, and be the one who remembers we're not here by choice, even if we're choosing to remain. 10 seconds. I stepped back from the door. The door sealed with a heavy magnetic thunk. The 6 women, my sisters, looked at me with expressions I couldn't quite read. Relief? Disappointment? Understanding? The oldest one, victim number 1, though I'd learned her name was Hannah, walked over. You didn't have to stay, she said quietly. I know. So why did you? I looked at Jason, standing by the door, watching us with that same unreadable expression. Because someone needs to remember what he did, I said. And someone needs to make sure that in 12 hours, when that door opens again, he doesn't bring back victim number 8. Hannah smiled, sad but real. Welcome to the collection, Mary. We've been waiting for someone like you. 3 months later, the bunker is still here. We're still here. But things have changed. Jason stopped hunting. The dating profiles are deleted. The surveillance equipment is gathering dust. Because I made him a deal. I'd stay, and I'd keep the others from leaving. Not as prisoners, but as family finally getting to know each other. If he spent the rest of his life making amends in ways that actually mattered. He volunteers now, at women's shelters, domestic violence hotlines, search and rescue operations for missing persons, using the skills he used to hunt us to save others instead. Is it enough? No. Nothing could be enough. Is it justice? No. He should be in prison. But it's something. And sometimes, when the alternative is more women disappearing into forests they'll never leave, something has to be enough. My sisters and I leave the bunker twice a week now. We walk in the forest together. We carry pepper spray and panic buttons, and Jason walks behind us, 20 paces back, making sure we're safe. Not from him anymore, from everything else he taught us to fear. I know what you're thinking, that I have Stockholm Syndrome, that we all do. Maybe we do. Or maybe we're 7 women who found each other in the worst possible way and decided that survival means something different than escape. The bunker door is always unlocked now. We can leave any time. We just haven't decided to yet.